So now in this particular section, we are going to discuss the first category of the question, which are the based on the numbers. So we'll be starting with the examples of this particular category. This is the question that what will be the step 3 for the following input, and this is the input which is given to us. And if I talk about the input, so these are the numbers which are provided to us. So first of all, what exactly we are supposed to do? We have to follow the same rule which we have applied in the previous input, right? Talking about this particular question, so it is given in the question that what will be the third step for the following input, and this is the input which is given to us. So what exactly we are supposed to do? We have to observe this particular input, and following the pattern which we have observed in the earlier input, we have to find out the answer for the given question. So now in this particular section, we are going to discuss the first category of the question, which are the based on the numbers. So we'll be starting with the examples of this particular category. And if you see the appearance of the question, so here one input is given to us, and following some particular steps, we have observed the output, and it is written over here that step 6 is the last step for this particular input, right? So what exactly we are supposed to do? We have to identify the pattern, we have to observe the pattern among the steps, and after that we are supposed to basically answer the question based on this particular input. So in this way, basically the question will appear in front of you, and whenever the question of sequential input output is basically asked, so basically in that particular case, what exactly you are supposed to do? You have to observe the pattern by basically following the given steps, right? So if I talk about the input over here, so some numbers are given to us. So now we are supposed to basically see the last step over here. So by seeing the last step, what exactly we are noticing? That we are getting the increasing order, or we can say the ascending order of the numbers, right? So now if we see the numbers over here, so what exactly we are supposed to do? We have to follow the steps that how the changes are made from input to step number 1. Similarly, how the changes are made from step 1 to step 2, and we have to notice the changes for the following steps also, right? So if you observe the changes from input to step number 1, so what exactly has happened? That this 14 has moved to this particular place, which is the smallest number among the given numbers, and rest all the numbers are basically shifted to one place to the right. So if I talk about the changes from step 1 to step number 2, so what are the changes? So if you observe that the greatest number, which is 121, has been shifted to this particular place, right? So initially from input to step number 1, what exactly has happened? The smallest number has been shifted to the first place, and if I talk about from step 1 to step 2, what exactly has happened? The greatest number, which is 121, has been shifted from this place to the last place, right? So now definitely we can assume that the number which is greater than 14, which is 18 over here, so 18 has been shifted from this place to this place, right? So what exactly is happening? That first of all 14, then 121, then the number which is greater than 14, which is 18, has been shifted to this place. So now what exactly has happened from step 3 to step 4? So if you notice the changes over here, so this 112 has been shifted from this place to this place, right? So you have to always keep this thing in mind, that this 112 has been shifted to the left of 121, right? So this is the very important thing. Now if you notice the changes over here from 4th step to step number 5th, so now if you notice over here, so the number which is just greater than 18, right? So just greater than 18, the number among these numbers is basically 39. But if you observe it in step number 4, right? So step number 4 is basically giving us this particular thing, that when we have arranged 112, so 39 was already present over here, right? So we haven't arranged that particular step, or basically we haven't count that particular step, right? So after 39, the greater number after 39 among the given numbers is 45. So now from step 4 to step 5, what exactly has been changed? The change which has been made is basically this 45 has been shifted from this place to this place, right? So what exactly we have basically learned from this particular thing, that whenever the numbers are automatically arranged, we are not supposed to count that particular step. And in the last step, what exactly has happened? This basically 96 was already available over here. So basically now this 48 was already available over here. So now what exactly we are supposed to do? We have to basically shift this 76 over here from this place to this particular place, right? Now the rest of the numbers are basically arranged in the ascending order, and now we are able to find out the basically the pattern going on in this particular input. Now we are supposed to solve the question based on this particular input. So this is the question that what will be the step 3 for the following input, and this is the input which is given to us. And if I talk about the input, so these are the numbers which are provided to us. So first of all, what exactly we are supposed to do, we have to follow the same rule which we have applied in the previous input, right? So what exactly we have done over there, we have just taken the smallest number among the given numbers. So the smallest number over here, it is 21, so it will be the first step. Now if I talk about the second step, so it should be 182. In the second step, 182 will be arranged, and in the third step, the number just greater to 21, which is 39, it will be arranged. So it will be the third step. So we are supposed to find out the third step only, and we are provided with the four options over here. So basically, in the first step, what will happen from input to step number 1, this 21 will move over here, and the rest of the numbers will be shifted to one place to the right. Now if you are going with the step number 1 to step number 2, so what exactly will happen, this 182 has been shifted from this place to this place, and the rest of the numbers have basically occupied the same position, right? Now if I talk about step 2 to step 3, so this 39 has been basically from this place to this place, this 39 has been shifted, and the rest of the numbers has basically doesn't change their position. So if I talk about this particular thing, so we have to observe this particular step, and which is available in which are the following options. So if I talk about the first option, so 21, 39, 68, 21, 39, 68, and the fourth number, it should be 93 as per the step number 3. So first option is eliminated. 21, 39, 68, 93, 129, 46, 58, and 182. So basically this option number 2 is the same step as step number 3. So the correct answer for this particular question will be option number 2, right? So in this way, we have to proceed with the question based on this particular input, right? Moving on to the next question based on this particular input only, right? So this is the step 5th which is given to us. Now what exactly we are supposed to do, we have to basically find out the third step of this particular input, right? So now if I notice over here, so the numbers are basically arranged like this, and we have to find out the third step, right? So step 5th is already given to us, right? So see, if I say any of the student that if I want to know that in step number 4, what will be the position of 106, what will be the position of 32, what will be the position of 43. So are we able to identify that particular thing? Because we know that till step number 5th, some of the numbers will be arranged, but what about their position in the earlier steps? We don't know that in the earlier steps what was their position, because input is already not given to us. So the step number 5th is given to us, and we don't know that what will be their position in the previous steps. So you can make it as a note that whenever we are provided with the further steps, and we have been asked with the previous steps that step number 6 is given, and they have asked you step number 2, step number 4 is given, and they will ask you step number 1. So in that case, we will not be able to determine that in step number 3 what will be the positions of the given numbers or the letters or the words, right? So in that case, what exactly will be our answer? In that case, our answer will be cannot be determined, that we cannot determine that what will be the third step corresponding to this particular 5th step, right? This is very important thing. Now moving on to the next question related to this particular input, and if I talk about the language of the question, so one input is given to us, and the question says that what will be the last step for the following input, right? So corresponding to this particular input, we are supposed to find out that what will be the last step, and for that we are provided with the 4 options over here. So corresponding to this particular input, we know that first of all this input will follow the same pattern which we have understand in the previous input. So what exactly will happen? So first of all, this 32 will be arranged. So this will be the step number 1. You can notice the changes over here. Now after that, the greatest number, which is 138, it will be arranged in step number 2. So this has been arranged and has been shifted to the last, right? So now after that, the number which is just greater than 32, which is 49. So this will be step number 3. So step number 3, 49 is arranged. Now after that, the number just smaller to 138, it will be arranged, and this will be step number 4. So 122 has been shifted to this particular place. Now after that, the number just greater to 49, right, which is 63. So it is automatically arranged. So this will not count as a step. So this will be step number 4. But in step number 5, what exactly will happen? This 93 will be shifted from this particular place to this place, right, to the left of 122, right. Now after that we know that the number just greater to 63 will be basically placed to the right of 63, so 71 will come over here, and if you basically bring 71 over here, so you will basically notice that now all the numbers are arranged in the ascending order. So corresponding to this particular input, we have to find out that this particular step or step number 6 will be the last step. And if you notice the options over here, so 32, 49, 63, 71, 89, 93, 122, 138, right. So this will be the correct answer for this particular question, which is option number 1, right. So it was easy to basically answer the question once we are able to understand the logic. So now it becomes very easy for us to find out the answers for the given questions, right. So moving on to the next question now, based on this particular input. So talking about this particular question, so it is given in the question that how many steps will be required for getting the final output for the following input, and input is given to us, and for that we are provided with the 4 options over here. So now what exactly we are supposed to do? We have to basically follow the same steps which we have followed for the earlier input to identify the answer for this particular question. So first of all, we know that the smallest number, which is 25, this will be arranged. So in step number 1, 25 has been brought to this particular place, which is the leftmost place, right, among the step number 1, right. So now if I talk about the greatest number over here, so this 142 will be shifted from this place to the last, and this will be step number 2. Now the number just greater to 25, right, so it will be 39, so this will be step number 3. So now you can notice the changes over here. Now the number which is just smaller than 142, which is 115, so 115 will be shifted to this particular place. So now you can notice the changes over here that from this place to this place 115 has been shifted, right. Now talking about the number which is just greater than 39, which is 49 over here, so this will be step number 5. So definitely you can notice that this 49 has been shifted to this particular place in step number 5, right. So now what exactly will happen? The number just smaller to 115 will be shifted to this particular place to the left of 115, which is 101. So this will be step number 6. So you can notice this particular thing, that this 101 has been shifted from this place to this particular place, right. So now the number just greater to 49, which is equal to 66 according to this particular input. So this will be step number 7. You can notice that 66 has been brought from this place to this particular place. Now the number which is just smaller to 101 among the given numbers, so it is basically 85. So now this 85 will be shifted to this particular place. So now 85 has been placed to this particular place, from this place to this particular place. Now you can notice that all the numbers are basically automatically arranged. So definitely this will be the last step, and definitely we can say that the correct answer for this particular question will be option number 4. Okay, so in this way we can solve the questions quite easily. We have basically understand the steps over here, and we are able to identify that how many steps will be required to find out the final output for the given input, right. Moving on to the next question now. Talking about this particular question, so it is given in the question that what will be the third step for the following input, and this is the input which is given to us. So what exactly we are supposed to do? We have to observe this particular input, and following the pattern which we have observed in the earlier input, we have to find out the answer for the given question, right. So the smallest number over here, it is 23. This will be step number 1. This will be step number 2, and the number just greater to 23 among the given numbers is 46. So this will be step number 3. So definitely we are able to identify that these 3 numbers will be arranged till step number 3. So the first step, 23 has been brought from this place to this place, right. Now after that, this 159 has been shifted from this place to basically to the last, right. Now after that, 46 will be shifted from this place to this particular place. So now we have observed the step number 3 over here. So now you can observe the options over here. So the first option says that 2367, right, but as per step number 3, it should be 46 at the second place from the left. So this one is eliminated, second one is also eliminated, third and fourth are possible. Now we have to check with the remaining numbers. So 23, 46, 67, 58, 123, 74 and 159. So this will be the correct answer, which is option number 3. right? So what exactly we have noticed in this particular section, that we have to observe the input. Now after that it becomes very easy to identify the pattern, but we have to be very careful while we are finding the steps, total number of steps, or while we are finding the step number 5. And also we have noticed that very important thing, that whenever the further steps are provided to us and we are supposed to find out the previous steps, we cannot basically answer that particular question. So answer for that particular case is always cannot be determined.